Welcome back to Heard on the Street with me, Rasha, and today we're still with Bogi Witjaksono, the Director of Telkom Wholesale and International Service. So it seems like the way you think is to prepare for the next opportunities, to build your infrastructure, make it ready for them to be attracted to come here. And what about your international business services? Because you mentioned that we actually also have some operations outside Indonesia. Can you tell us more about it?
For the last 2 years, at the time, everybody know that all the traffic coming in or coming out Indonesia, more than 99% on Batam, because Batam is the close city to Singapore. But if there is something happen in Batam, the impact on economic in Indonesia, we have to open another gateway. We open the gateway in Manado. And then in parallel, simultaneously, we also create initiative for the subsea cable. In international business, not just only, the mindset is not just only picking up the traffic to Indonesia and also deliver the traffic from Indonesia to outside. But based on our demography, people know about Indonesia. From the business perspective, this is like a selling point. You know, Singapore is a very small country because Singapore is like a hubbing country. So the key is on the traffic. So Singapore become very famous for the hubbing. After we consolidate all the traffic, all the data, communication, everything coming to Indonesia, the next step is how to start for penetrating international business. Because we can bring our demography, our number of people of Indonesia. The traffic is not just only flowing internally in Indonesia, but also flowing outside Indonesia. So we see that the traffic, the originating traffic coming from Indonesia or the terminating traffic to Indonesia from other countries, quite huge, quite big. And Telin has a strong competence to deal with this kind of business. So I was encouraging Telin to open footprint. We call it like a representative. At least at the time, 3 new countries within a year. If we can, we are not going to international. We can not get like a global perspective how to develop the country. In Indonesia word like a kata dalam tempurung.
So we need to be open-minded.
Fortunately, after Telin penetrating international market, the capacity almost running out.
Wow.
So that's a thing that make us confidence to penetrate more and more deeper in international market. And now we have 7 initiative to build a subsea cable. We call it ICE 1 until ICE 7, which is connecting Indonesia through either Batam and Manado to connect Indonesia to Japan, Korea, Northern America and Southern America. And also from Europe side, we have a plan to connect Indonesia to the Middle East and also Egypt, and then Africa, and then Europe. So 4 already been signed, and hopefully by the end of the year, this year, 7 initiative will be finished. And for the pre-sales, almost 30–40% of the capacity already been sold out pre-sales. So this is the proof that Indonesia, one of the new center of the digital economy. In Telin, we have our employees, more than 30% foreigners. It doesn't mean that we don't trust on the local, but just only make a more being a global company. Being a global company is there is an employee coming from Middle East, coming from Europe, coming from Indonesia, coming from China, coming from Hong Kong, coming from Africa.
Let's imagine the tacit knowledge that is being transferred.
So for day-to-day communication in Telin is mostly by English.
Wow, amazing. Now I wanted to shift our focus to the internal demand in the nation. We know that we have more than 200 million people, very tech savvy, very social media savvy. The demand for data continuously to increase. I think the latest one, the CAGR was 64%. How do you position Telkom Wholesale to capture this demand, and what's your priorities right now?
Actually, there are 4 lines of business in wholesale division. First, of course, is international, Telin. And the second one is already been IPO, towers. Towers is the main business, the core business is serving the infrastructures. The main infrastructure for the mobile business. The kind of infrastructure that being served by Mitratel is tower and also dark fibers. You know that right now, for the towers business, the margin is quite good because this is like we call it like a basic infrastructure business. With the tower, cellular business cannot run well. So that's why on tower business, we are starting right now to expand the business, to be part of the data center ecosystem. After hyperscale and then more closer to the end customer is edge data center, which is I already talked to you, mentioned to you that we have data center on every province, and then we will make closer again,
even more closer,
more closer, and put like a small data center we call micro edge data center in tower facility. Why we should start to have a plan for edge data center, because you know the upcoming technology is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence need or looking for infrastructure with a very low latency. So that's why we have to prepare starting from now, from data center, edge data center, and then micro edge data center. And micro edge data center will be placed on the Mitratel. Because this premises is under Mitratel line of business.
And you have the largest ownership of tower in Southeast Asia as well.
Right now.
So it's looking good, Pak.
And I'm starting to expand the business, not just only in Indonesia actually. But I think that the challenge in Indonesia still quite high. Still, you know that 5G era, even the 5G technology already been set up last 3 years, but 5G era is
still so much adoption yet.
Not adoption. So that's why we are preparing. Once the 5G era coming, we have to be ready, and the infrastructure should answer the requirement from the end customer, which is should have a high quality in terms of services, and also the competitive in terms of cost.
Amazing. All right, so that was our conversation with Bogi Witjaksono, the Director of Telkom Wholesale and International Service. Make sure to follow us on Heard on the Street to watch the next video.